Before his cancer surgery, my deaf boxer Havoc was my demo dog for my group classes. Physically, he's healed up really well, but when I got him back into class this week, I have no idea how he's gonna go today. Before his surgery, Havoc was my absolute rock star demo dog. He was solid around the other dogs. He absolutely adored demonstrating the training games, and during class I could cue him to go to his bed and then put money on him being able to stay there while I went off and assisted the others. But this week's back to school experience was a total 180. His stay was virtually non-existent and he got into a screaming match with a bird.
To be fair, the bird totally started it.
It took a heap of tweaking, management and mixing things up to get him back on his game again.
And I realised for so many people this was their every day. It just feels like you're firefighting, there's nothing else that you can do. So I wanted to make this video to show you what I do in the moment when things are going sideways. But first, how did we get here?
Six months ago, literally just after his third birthday, Havoc was diagnosed with a subcutaneous mast cell tumour in his elbow. He had surgery immediately, but when the lab results came back, they showed that the surgery didn't get it all. He had to have a massive revision surgery to remove all of the connective tissue from the area. The surgeon had to meticulously scrape connective tissue off everything in the area, including the nerves, to try to remove any cancer cells that were left. And we were given two options. We could either leave it as an open wound, and it would probably take about 3 months to heal, or we could do what's called an axial pattern flap surgery. Basically, the surgeon removes a big flap of skin from his back, spins it around and stitches it over the hole in his elbow to completely close it up. If all went well, he was supposed to be healed in 3 weeks. We really didn't want to put him through a long recovery if we could avoid it. I wanted it gone and healed so we could just close this chapter and move on. Unfortunately, Havoc developed an infection with 2 antibiotic-resistant bugs. At one stage, the infection was so bad that I could see daylight from the hole in his shoulder to the hole in his elbow. He ended up needing 2 revision surgeries to remove all the necrotic tissue and clean the wound. He was bandaged right the length of his leg, and that bandage needed to be changed under sedation 3 times a week for over a month. But each time the bandage was changed, we saw improvement. Bit by bit, the wound closed and he got back to his normal self again. He was diagnosed in June and it is now the end of November. Yeah, it's been a really long time since he's been able to do any demo dog work. It could be a complete disaster. If it is a complete disaster, then we will manage the situation. Here is the craziest intersection in the world. But yes, I have right of way even though I'm about to go right in front of another car. Don't know how there aren't more accidents there. Oh yeah, and the cane train comes right through the middle too. This is also my first day back in face-to-face classes. I got COVID last week. I'm still feeling a little bit tired. I feel like at any time I could burst into a coughing fit. So yeah, first day back at school for everybody. I know, where are we, little man? Where are we? At school. Gonna be a good boy at school. Leave the aircon running for the little man. Oh, it's warm outside.
I've got my trainer's pouch. Love this thing. Holds like a kilo of food. Brilliant. And it's silicone, so you can chuck it straight in the dishwasher. So he seems to be settling into the environment quite well. We do have some birds over there. They're called curlews, and he is not a fan of curlews. They look like giant roadrunners. One thing I really wanted to demonstrate today was how to use a multifunction lead. So I use these all the time. That's a lead that's got clip on either end, and it's also got a heap of D-rings along the length of it. So you can make so many different configurations out of it. It's a really, really practical tool. I like to hold the lead in a similar way to how I would hold a regular lead. So I'll get my hand, I'm gonna loop the center of the lead over my finger, and I'm gonna make a fist right around the whole thing. So this is virtually in the middle of the lead. That's gonna give the dog the freedom to explore, be a dog, do all the things that they need to do. But if I ever need to do a maneuver such as A to B, then I've got the ability to shorten up that lead really, really quickly. It's going to put even pressure through his centre of mass, and I'm going to be able to get him out nice and safely. I also really love using this lead hands-free. You can see I've just got it clipped right on my side, completely hands-free. I've got one hand free to use the camera, one hand free to communicate with and feed my dog. And I've chosen to put him on the front clip of his harness just in case I need to A to B him away. Just helps turn his head around if I ever need it. Any lead pressure would go through his centre of mass, so it's nice and safe, unlike a collar, directing all that energy into their throat. And you can feel yourself, if you just put a tiny bit of pressure across your throat, it is really, really painful. And dogs' necks are even more sensitive than ours. So it's something we really need to be mindful of when we're choosing equipment. Okie doke, let's get into using this multifunction lead. Generally, if I'm tossing food for my dog to catch, then I'm going to hold the lead in the same hand as is closest to my dog. But if I'm going to feed them directly to their mouth, then I want to keep that hand free. I want to be able to feed my dog with the hand that's closest to them. So in that case, I'm going to hold the lead with my other hand. So the lead's actually going to come slightly across my body, but the hand that's closest to my dog is going to be freed to feed them. This is going to stop them crossing in front of me and tripping me up. And when I accidentally move us too close and we get charged by the bird and Havoc lunges, I'm able to A to B him away. In this manoeuvre, I slide my hand down the length of the lead. I like to loop just a couple of fingers through his harness so I've got some security, and then we walk away together, and I feed as we walk away. And I get to a safe distance and allow that lead to go nice and loose again. The multifunction lead and a 2-point harness are also really great for figure of 8 walking. Now, for figure of 8 walking, we keep both leads nice and loose, and the rhythmic walking, that rhythmic pattern, helps to lower the dog's arousal and help them focus again. So that was a good information. Sometimes dogs give you a lot of information that maybe this environment or the expectations are being put on them are just a little bit too much at the moment. Havoc is a very chasey dog, and I know that. And we really struggled with the birdies there. So that's really great information that we need a little bit more practice. Got more birds in the background. Oh, good man. That was a very good choice. Very, very tricky for a chasey dog. I knew you were going to be a bit rusty. I didn't realise you were going to be that bad. Well, this little man did very, very well, all considered. We got some very good information. Our 5 months of not doing any training around birds is tricky. Did have some success with A to B, which is great. He did fabulous around our doggies in class today. He's done really, really well. So you can see it's dark out. It's time for me to go and have some dinner. And then at 7:30 my time, it's going to be K9 in 9. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, I'll pop a link in the description below. Make sure you come and join us. I spent 9 minutes answering your dog training question. Come and join us because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm going to go and have some dinner. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.